Welcome to a presentation on Gifted Individualized Education Plans. This presentation is not designed as legal recommendation, but rather as a technical support as you develop your GIEPs. It is always recommended that a district should consult a solicitor should legal guidance be needed. You may wish to have a blank GIEP on hand as we walk through this presentation. The first section of the GIEP focuses on demographic information, and much of this information is self-explanatory. However, an area that is often overlooked but is critical is the implementation date. As you complete the GIEP, be sure that the actual date of implementation is included on the first page of the document. The Gifted Individualized Education Plan team makes the decisions about the student's program and placement. Required members of the GIEP team are the student's parents or guardians, the student if appropriate, one or more of the student's current teachers, a school district representative, and a teacher of the gifted. Other individuals may be part of the team at the discretion of either the parents or the district. Please note the definition of a school district representative is one who knows the available district resources and has the authority to authorize their use. In this section, it is critical to have signatures of every member of the team, and the school district representative should be present during the meeting. The next section of the GIEP addresses present educational level of gifted students. There are 5 sections that should be completed. Part A is about academic and cognitive strengths. This should be a written narrative that details a student's strengths as a learner and a thinker. What about how this child processes information would be important to note. This information is critical to ensure all those working with the child know how he or she thinks and are armed with the knowledge to help a student learn new information and thrive in other content areas. Part B is about achievement results. This is where a summary of a student's academic achievements as aligned to specific content and grade level standards should be detailed. Please note you must be able to identify the specific grade and/or subject level competency for a student. Stating a student is on the 5th grade level in mathematics simply because they have earned an A in 4th grade math as a 3rd grader is not sufficient. Without more data, how can you be sure a student wouldn't have mastered 5th grade math as a 3rd grader? The use of benchmark, diagnostic, and summative data would be much more helpful. If you have it available to you, diagnostic assessment data would give you some of the strongest information. Regardless of the data you use, it is important you're able to state a student's present educational levels with specific data aligned to grade or subject level standards as documentation of students' current education performance level. Part C is completed as you update a student's GIEP each year. It details a student's strides towards reaching his or her previously established goals. Please note, this section is only completed for an annual review and is not used during an initial GIEP development. Part D is to be used to identify specialized skills a student possesses that might not be readily evident in the section on achievement summary, identified in Part B. This information can be helpful when working with students as well as when developing goals. Part E is a list of a student's actual grades provided by each of his or her content area teachers. Finally, as a statement underneath Parts A through E, it can be helpful to write a succinct statement that summarizes the strength-based needs of the student. However, it is not recommended. It can be a statement that pulls together all the information outlined in Parts A through E and can provide a bridge to the development of the goals in the next section. Now that we have detailed student demographics, established his or her present education levels, and outlined specific student strengths, it is time to develop the goals and outcomes. For each goal, you will need to complete a new Section 2 sheet. You do not combine multiple goals on one section. Part A is where an annual goal is written. The critical components of an annual goal include ensuring the goal isn't academic in nature. Study skills are not academic in nature, for example. And being clear that the goal targets the appropriate instruction level for the student. All the more reason getting the present educational level right the first time is important. Part B addresses the short-term learning objectives as related to the goal just established. When writing the short-term learning objectives, be sure to keep the following in mind. Explain how the goal will be established and provide a step-by-step process for achieving the goal. An expected level of achievement for mastery of the goal should be stated in terms of objective criteria. The objective criteria should be aligned to a specific assessment, and be sure to include timelines for each assessment identified. Part C addresses the specifically designed instruction related to the goal. Specifically designed instruction is different from what is offered in the general education curriculum. When completing this section, keep the following in mind. Specifically designed instruction goes beyond what is offered in the general education curriculum. A clear start time and details of how the specifically designed instruction will occur should be stated. The location of the service should be clearly identified. It is necessary to be sure the specifically designed instruction supports the attainment of the goal established. There should be a clear alignment here. Support services are the last section of the GIEP to be written. A standard support service should be one that identifies a need for collaboration with the regular education teacher. If you recall, study skills are not a goal, but study skills instruction could be listed as a support service if it is a need for this particular student. When listing the support services that will be provided, each service must have a clear description, a start date, a location, an anticipated and frequency or how long a service will be provided, for how much time or length of calendar time will the service be provided, and who will be your service provider. If you need additional information on developing GIEPs, it is recommended that you contact your local intermediate unit for additional support. You can access information about all intermediate units, and specifically your local intermediate unit, at paiu.org. We hope that you found this video to be of assistance in developing GIEPs.